All right, in today's video, I'm going to talk about and share with you my top secrets for learning how to double tongue. So double tonguing is something that we do when playing trombone that allows us to rapidly tongue more quickly using 2 syllables instead of 1. So for single tonguing, we might go ta 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 ta. It might sound like this. All right, perfect. You already know how to do that, right? We put a T or a D and go da 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 da, or ta 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 ta, and we move that air. We keep it moving. We're not going to dive deep into that because this video we're going to really dive into the mechanics and practicing of double tongue and multiple tonguing. So, how does it work? So instead of going ta 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 ta, we're going to alternate with a different syllable. Now the other syllable is going to be in the back of your throat. So I use like a G syllable, and actually I don't use a T. I use a D. So D and G. So that would sound like da ga da ga da ga da ga da, or digga 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 da, or dogo 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 do, depending on the register. See some of my other videos about making sure you have the right vowel sound to know what I'm talking about there. But digga digga da, da ga da ga da, dogo 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 do, depending on the register, right? Up register is an E, lower register is an O. So how does it work? We have to practice both the forward tongue, ta 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 ta, and the backward tongue, ga 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 ga. So one way that I do that is practicing each one on its own. So I'll go ta 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 ta, ga 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 ga, or da 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 da, ga 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 ga. Check it out. So the goal is for them to be exactly the same. Right there, I think the T had a little bit more front than the G. I'm going to try to get now using a D syllable and then match a little bit better with the G syllable. So if you've never double tongued before, the essential thing to do is getting that G or K syllable. In classical music, they use a K, so it's taka 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 ta. And it would sound a little more harsh, but we're talking about using it in a jazz context, so I like to use D and G, da ga da ga da ga da ga da. For contrast, let me do the same exercise, so now you can hear it like taka 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 ta. I'm sorry, ta 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 ta, and ka 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 ka. We're not combining it just yet. That's more like T and K, as opposed to da 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 da, ga 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 ga. So if you've never done this before, you're going to want to practice that backward syllable, the G or the K on its own. Ga 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 ga. It's hard to even just say it. So I'd practice kind of saying it, and then you can kind of apply it to one of my favorite exercises to start to use it. So I'm going to jump right into these exercises, and then we'll kind of deepen the discussion after we do some of these exercises about how to do it mechanically versus like how it works and how I would apply it, and maybe we'll even talk about the special topic of doodle tonguing at the end of this video. But so I've practiced now ta and ga separately. I've practiced saying ta 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 ta, ga 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 ga, or da 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 da, ga 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 ga, and I'm going to put them together. I'm going to alternate. I'm going to go 4 4 4 4, da 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 da, ga 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 ga, da 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 da, ga 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 ga. So as you could hear, the D still has a little bit more attack to it. It has a little more clarity to the front of the articulation, but we're always working to match them to be as exact, the same as possible, so that it's nice and even wherever you use it in the music. So from there, what I would do is say, okay, now I'm going to go not just 4 at a time, da ga da ga da, ga 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 ga. I'm going to go da da ga ga da da ga ga da da ga ga da da ga ga, nice and slow. So my tongue wants to go to the normal thing of double tonguing, which is da ga da ga da ga da ga da. But I was trying to keep it da da ga ga da da ga ga, and I think it's essential to remind you that keeping it slow is super important. practicing slow is the most important thing you can do to really internalize these things and make sure that you're doing the technique correctly before you speed it up. So don't forget to keep it slow, just no faster than I'm doing it here. So we did da da ga ga da da ga ga. Now we'll go da ga da ga da ga da ga. And do it for a little longer than you think you need to try to keep it nice and even, making sure that that G syllable has enough oomph so that it can compete with the D syllable or the T syllable, because otherwise we'll get daga, 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 da. That's not what we want. We want do-gu, 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 do, a nice long double tongue or a nice legato double tongue. So we're going to go do-gu, 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 slow, but alternating now. All right, now that once you feel comfortable with that, you can speed it up. Do-gu, 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 do. And then I would play a little game where we're going to play 4, 2, 1, and then go back up. So 4, 2, 1, 2, 4. And by the 4s and the 2s and the 1s, I mean how many Ds versus how many Gs. And you could listen back to it and see, like, can you tell when you switched? The goal is to never be able to tell at this slow tempo. Again, practice slow and try to get it as exactly the same as you can. It's never going to be perfect, but the more you can get it even, the better it's going to be when you speed it up, and nobody's going to be able to tell what kind of tonguing technique that you're using, because it just sounds good and clean. So I'm going to go 4, 2, 1, 2, 4. Could you tell? Could you hear it? That was 4 Ds, 4 Gs, 2 Ts, 2 Gs, 1 alternating, and then back up again. Hopefully that you get the idea of what we're trying to do on that one note. And if you also notice, we haven't sped up yet at all. We're just keeping it simple. So now what I want to do is apply it to some kind of pattern to move it around the horn. So instead of just one note, you can do this on any note. You can move it around, play in different registers, work on that D, work on that G. And then we're going to play just maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Daga, 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 da, and then down on half steps like this. And again, notice that I'm not playing fast. The key to learning how to double tongue is to do it at a speed where you could single tongue. I could definitely go da 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 da, but I'm practicing the multiple tongue slow. This is the key. This is the thing that nobody does. This is the thing where everyone wants to multiple tongue fast, so they practice and they can't do it. So you got to go slow. Daga 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 dum. All right, so now once you've got that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's nice and gentle. Another thing that's kind of difficult to do is kind of to use it a crossed partial series. So I'll go 1, 5, 1, or B flat, F, B flat, and play an exercise that sounds something like this, kind of like a lip slur. So this is introducing two tricky things that will help you really be able to start using the multiple tongue. First of all, you notice I started going faster. I should probably slow it down and show it to you, which I will right now, a little bit slower. And then it also includes a flexibility component. It includes a lip slur down. And you notice it's in the middle. It's not right on the beat. It's after one. So you're starting to combine and going across the partials, using those multiple tongue components, or those multiple tongue tonguing styles, whatever. Those syllables is the word I'm looking for. So all right, so you can practice that, keep it nice and slow, move it down in half steps, and then you can speed it up. You can do it backwards. You can do it forwards. We're just trying to do anything you can to practice with that multiple tongue. So those are some of my very essential favorite core exercises for working on the multiple tongue. And in this case, it's a double tongue. It's a whole nother story for triple tongue. If you want to have a triple tongue video, let me know in the comments below. If we get enough comments and enough shares of this video, I'll go ahead and make a triple tongue video. We can discuss that in the comments section. But double tonguing is really important. I only use it for everything. So that leads me to the next part of the video, where I wanted to take a minute to discuss kind of not only what double tonguing is and how to use it and where to use it, and what everyday situations you should be incorporating it in. So you might have noticed that I practice it super slow, and I talked about wanting to use the double tongue whenever I want to be able to use it. So if it's clean at a slow tempo, it'll be clean at a fast tempo. But that means that I have to play things that are maybe not as fast as you would think with a double tongue. So I tend to go to a double tongue like a lot sooner than other people, I think. I could be wrong, but like I don't wait until it's fast to play with a double tongue. At a medium tempo, I'm using a double tongue. It's almost my default tonguing. So that when I'm playing fast or slow, it's the same as right? So you have to actually practice the multiple tongue and use the multiple tongue slower and more often to make it nice and smooth. And I use it as almost my default tonguing method unless things are slow. Maybe not in an ensemble, but when I'm improvising, for sure, I'm using it. So that means that we need to start playing other exercises with our multiple tongue. So there's one I posted here on YouTube not too long ago, using bebop scales. Right, so even when I'm going daga 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 da, I'm using the multiple tongue. Even if I were to go half that speed, I would still use the multiple tongue. So that I could get used to the mechanics of aligning the slide and the tongue together. So you got to practice everything with the multiple tongue, your scales, your arpeggios. Just use the multiple tongue of your choice, whether it's double or our friend doodle, all the time. So that's how you get good at double tonguing. These are my double tongue secrets. Number 1, double tongue all the time. Number 2, practice the syllables separately and in different conjunctions. Number 3, making sure that you can't tell the difference between the two syllables when you go slow from the audience's perspective, or at least record yourself and check it out and make sure it's close. And 4 is to use it all the time and get super comfortable with it. So that's kind of my little discussion on double tongue. I have some other videos here on YouTube that talk in depth about doodle tonguing, or the fact that I don't doodle tongue. So doodling is using a slightly different articulation method. So instead of using the back of your throat with a G syllable or a K, you're using your tongue and kind of like the sides. So you're kind of like or dee. So it's a little bit different manipulation of the tongue in the mouth. And for me, I find it to be a little less clean for me. I hear just a lot of people that are really good at it that can do it very clean. A bunch of my students have been able to get their doodle tongue much more clean than me, but I spent so much time with the double tongue trying to get the double tongue clean. It just feels like the default mode for me, and to go and super shed the doodle feels like it would be a lot. And also I like how the double tongue sounds. So you got to decide for yourself what's the method that you want to use. But I find it's just a little easier to control. It's a little bit easier to use consistently for me, the double tongue. So that's how I've practiced it. I know this is like a little bit of a whirlwind, kind of trying to dive into something super specific and complicated and deep in a short amount of time, even though I know this video is starting to get long at 15 minutes. But if you've made it this far, I hope it's been super helpful. And I hope you'll take these exercises and enhance your multiple tonguing, double tonguing in particular. If you got questions, if we need to go more into detail about some little piece of this, please let me know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying it, please consider channel membership. It really helps me out in being able to make these videos and make them even better and more specific and everything that you're looking for. So thanks for being here. We'll catch you in the next video.